Welcome back to this very special edition of After the Bell. I'm joined by Pawan Goenka on that big BS-4 order of the Supreme Court. Pawan Goenka, do you also somewhere feel that because the industry appeared as a divided house on this matter, you had companies like Bajaj Auto, taking a completely different position, almost berating the auto industry, for its alleged slack. That also weakened, the industry when you ideally should have, come and approach the Supreme Court as a united house?
See, I would think, Ronajai, that the honorable judges of Supreme Court would not be looking at the matter on the basis of whether one member or two members of the industry, which has 40 members, are having a different view than the remaining 38. They have to look at what are the facts on the table, and I'm sure they have. And I fully respect, I want to repeat it again and again, I fully respect the view of the honorable judges that the health and welfare of people in terms of life of people is more important than any commercial consideration. There's no doubt about it, right? And the industry has always supported that. In fact, BS-6 happening in 3 years is a huge step. I mean, in terms of cleaning the environment. No other country, no other auto industry would ever imagine that from 2017 to 2020, in 3 years, we will go from BS-4 to BS-6. Industry has put in a wave front. They are saying that, yes, we are going to meet it, though it's looking very difficult, but we're going to meet it. If you want to clean the environment, the BS-6 switchover is a big thing. It's not the 1 month difference between whether we stop selling BS-3 on 1st April or 1st May or 1st June is not the big thing. Other thing, of course, also is, and what is the economic sort of penalty that is coming for that difference? One cannot ignore completely. Is my personal view, with all the due respect to all the decisions that have been made today. Also, if you want to clean the environment, what about electric vehicles? Electric vehicle is a big way to clean the environment. We have been sort of very tentative about electric vehicles. Mahindra has been promoting electric vehicles for quite some time. So there are many things that we need to do to clean the environment. Absolutely. And they've always said that air quality is very important, health of people is very important. But
exactly, absolutely, sir. In fact, it has to be a multi-pronged approach
to have such a huge impact on the industry.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Fair enough. So, a couple of last things, since we just have about a couple of minutes left. Tell me also a little bit, because there's been a lot of pre-buying happening. Because of that, do you see, especially for two-wheelers, even maybe for commercial vehicles, the months of April and May being a bit sluggish? That's number one. And if that is indeed the case, will M&M also have to relook at its production, sort of output? Because Tata Motors has said that, that they will have to go slow as far as the manufacturing of BS-4 vehicles are concerned, commercial vehicles are concerned, April, May, which we think is because of the pre-buying. Just address these two issues, sir.
Okay, your voice is getting cut off, so I'm not sure I could catch all of what you're saying. But the overall sale in the month of March was probably 2 or 3 or 4% more than what it would have been without the Supreme Court order. So instead of selling perhaps 55,000 vehicles, we may have sold 58, 59,000 vehicles. So only to that extent, 4,000. And I'm sure that it will probably be similar for all the other manufacturers, not much different. So I don't think it's going to be a huge impact on April. The only pre-buying that we had always expected will happen, and happens in every country in the world, is in the heavy commercial vehicle. Whenever there is a emission norm change, there is a pre-buying that happens in heavy commercial vehicles. So to that extent, that segment may be somewhat slow for April, May, but I won't expect it to be sort of very big impact. And therefore, this whole thing that is happening is a one-time impact. Whether it translates to 200 crore, 500 crore, 1,000 crore, I don't know that right now for the industry and for our company. But whatever it is, it's a one-time impact, and we will be will be sort of in a normal rhythm after a couple of months. My big concern right now is that we have already had a tremendous loss because of the fire sales that we had to do on the 30th and 31st. We are still sitting on approximately 15,000 vehicles for Mahindra, and we need to figure out in the next few days what to do with 15,000 vehicles. If we do find a reconsideration by the Honorable Court, and I hope that there is some reconsideration, then our life becomes easier and we move on. If not, we will have to take some very strong steps. But again, my concern is what happens in future. whether every time we have this worry that even though we are following the notification, we do not know what will happen all of a sudden. And that just creates such a sort of business environment that is so uncertain that the whole idea of a smooth business transition goes out of the window. And the ease of doing business goes out of the window. That's my big concern for the long term.
Thank you very much, Pawan Goenka. Those are strong words, but we've seen M&M, sort of ride over all crises in the past, whether it was the SUV, notification that came in from the finance ministry. We saw M&M move quickly and change the ground clearance. We saw the same in December 2015 with the diesel ban. You launched some of your popular SUVs, with smaller diesel engines. Hoping the best to you and the industry, sir. Thank you very much for speaking out for the first time on this issue. And from everyone here, thank you very much for watching this
Ronajai, I just want to say one thing. I want to just say one thing.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Can I just say one thing? That yes, M&M has always sort of gotten over this crisis. Yeah, M&M always is managing to get over this crisis, and this will also get over. Yes, there will be one-time loss, but 3-4 months from now, we will be completely out of it. But see, it does get tiring after a while. I mean, every time something new is coming up, and we don't know what battle we're going to fight tomorrow. And that just sometimes it's engine capacity, sometimes it's vehicle length, sometimes ground clearance, sometimes it's selling versus registering. At a point of time, we have to have a stable business environment. We have to know what we are doing, what we're supposed to be doing. And that's my big concern. Yes, we will get over it, but is this the right thing to happen? That every time we have a new crisis that we are fighting, rather than trying to see how do we design and manufacture better vehicles for the future, how do we meet BS-6 norms for the future, we are fighting these crises. So those are my parting words.
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much, Pawan Goenka, once again for speaking out for the first time on this. And thank you very much to all our viewers for watching this very special show. Until next time, goodbye.